I was at a house last night where a man just finished his new quarters, and they were so stunningly beautiful. It radiated the owner. The owner was in heaven. You could feel it. I grew up in Germany, and my mother already collected Biedermeier in Europe and never came home without a trouvaille. And so at some point it was quite natural for me to start it as a business.
What is Biedermeier, and can you tell me a little bit about its history?
1810 to 1835 is the original period for Biedermeier furniture. Historically, it's the last phase of neoclassicism. And what fascinates me is that early period has a strangely modern appeal. It is very streamlined, it's very architectural, and it has been a great success with young architects. I left my family when I was 21.
Yes,
I came here rather unfinished, but my friends here somehow took charge.
Right.
And one of them, he had a very influential job here with the public library system. He said, listen, whatever you do later, right now you can work for us as a clerk, you will make a decent living. I was in my late 40s, and just by chance I met a man who had just come from Switzerland, who had opened a store with antiques on 12th Street. His name was Urs Christen, and I told him, if ever you need help in your store, let me know. He had traveled a lot, he was very seldom in the store, so I really had a chance. And unfortunately, 3 years later he died. My clients came to me, my landlord came to me and said, Karl, you cannot give this up, you have to keep going. I had a store, but I had no merchandise. And I went to Europe and I put a small container together and it started rolling. And I was very, very lucky. Today this is a very big operation. I have 6 buyers that are totally employed by me. 2 ladies in France and 4 guys in Central Europe. Biedermeier really didn't sign, but there were a very interesting sketchbook left behind by some workshops. There was a man called Joseph Dannhauser in Vienna who had a very successful, huge enterprise. And he left many, many design books. Let's say he had something like 400 chair designs.
Yes.
And they're all documented.
What was the actual reason that Biedermeier started?
First, the possibility was the invention of a new tool. It was developed in England in the late 18th century, a saw that you could use to cut veneers. You could shave a tree down to about 1/8 of an inch. And people discovered if you put the pattern of a tree together, you could create wonderful designs.
Yes.
Like here, like this table.
Yes. Okay.
That was never done before because you didn't have the tools. You carved, you painted, you gilded furniture.
Yes.
But just to live off the natural grain of a wood was something totally new. And in order to make them work the best,
Yes.
you needed a very plain cubic shape. No curves. That really was a new and exciting thing. And to the need to get away from the French sign of oppression. Napoleon had stamped his rule with beautiful designs. I mean, it was all very impressive. Egyptian Renaissance,
Mixed.
fabulous sphinxes, but always the ormolu, swans, and people said, no more of that. He did that for 18 years, we can't take it anymore. We want to have on our own woods, our own materials, our own designs. And until that time, furniture was always designed by an architect for a court. And only then, in the very early 19th century, a furniture maker was really left to his own resources to find the material. He might go and cut a wild cherry tree.
Yes.
He seasoned it in oils to bring out the pattern. He built a box of a pine or oak, whatever, as a background, and then he pulled the sheets of the veneers over it, and then he had to sell it. No one had given him the order, build this for me, here is the money. He was left to his own entrepreneurship
Yeah.
to find it, to design it, and to find the customer. That was totally new in the early 19th century.
What is one really trying to achieve with an interior?
If they do their job right, they really try to mirror the client
Yes.
with their comfort in mind, their investment, and their needs when I come into a home. If that home mirrors the occupant, or if it's just a job, a creation that would put together with a certain.
So you think there has to be a connection?
There has to be connection. Yeah.
So tell me, when that marriage happens,
Yes.
that's when you get the electricity. When
That's
you walk
right.
into the room.
Yeah,
And
you can feel it, you can sense it. With the person there or not, but you know if it's a private environment or a show house.
Are there any people that are maybe well known that come here that you can mention?
Oprah Winfrey is a wonderful person.
Oh, okay. So she comes through here too.
Oh, yes, she has.
I haven't seen her sitting in the Vida Maya suite on the show.
No, but in her home she has wonderful pieces.